There is nothing you need to do right now. That is the first thing. The only thing really that matters in this moment, whatever you were carrying today, the unfinished thoughts, the replayed conversations, the quiet worrying that tends to grow louder in the dark, you can set all of it down. Not forever, just for now, just for tonight. You are here and here is safe. Maybe you are already lying down. Maybe the room around you is dim or dark or lit by the soft bleed of a lamp somewhere nearby. Maybe outside there is wind or rain or a deep and full silence. Whatever is out there, it is outside and you are inside. And that distinction, that gentle boundary between you and the rest of the world, is something you can feel now. Warm, held, contained in the most comforting sense of that word. Let your body be heavy, not tense, not braced, just heavy the way a body becomes when it finally believes, really believes, that nothing is required of it. Tonight, I would like to take you somewhere that asks nothing of you either. Somewhere you don't need to perform or decide or keep track of. A place that exists only in the gentle frequency between waking and sleep, where the mind can finally stop reaching and begin, instead, to receive. We are going to a small town, a quiet one, the kind that exists in the folds of a country you may never have visited, tucked between low hills, built slowly over many generations by people who valued warmth above spectacle, the kind of town that does not try to impress you. It simply opens like a door left unlocked and lets you walk in. Tonight, it is autumn there. Late autumn, when the days have grown short and the evenings arrive early and the town lights begin to glow well before dinner. The air has that particular quality of cold October nights, clean and faintly sweet, carrying the distant suggestion of wood smoke, of fallen leaves settling, of the earth releasing something it has held all summer. You arrive just as the last colour is leaving the sky. The road into town is an old one, paved long ago with dark stones, each one slightly uneven, worn smooth by decades of footsteps. The trees on either side have lost most of their leaves by now, and their bare branches cross above you like the fingers of two hands loosely intertwined. Through the gaps, the sky is a deep and particular shade of blue. The blue that only exists for 20 minutes at the end of a clear autumn day, before it becomes true night. You walk slowly. There is no hurry here. That feeling, the hurry, simply does not exist in this town the way it exists out there. You notice it the moment you arrive. Something releases in your chest, something you perhaps did not even know was held. Like a breath you had been holding for a very long time. The town centre comes into view gradually. Warm windows, low buildings made of old stone, a narrow square with a fountain at the centre, its water moving quietly in the cold air, catching the lamplight in small shifting pieces. A few figures walking, no one rushing. The sound of a door closing somewhere, the distant sound of music, just the idea of music, really, too far to make out, but enough to let you know that somewhere nearby, someone is sitting in a warm room doing something they love. You enter the square. The lamps here are the old kind, iron posts, glass globes, a warm amber glow that falls in soft circles on the stone. Leaves have gathered in the corners of the square in small quiet drifts. A cat sits on the edge of the fountain, watching you with the calm, unhurried attention that cats reserve for things they find mildly interesting but entirely unthreatening. You sit on the bench nearest the fountain. The water makes a sound that is very difficult to describe. Not quite trickling, not quite rushing, something between the two. A sound that has no beginning and no end. A sound you could listen to forever without ever needing it to change. For a moment, you simply sit. You do not think about tomorrow. You do not revisit today. You let the fountain do its quiet work, and you let your breathing slow to match it. And you let the amber lamplight rest on your skin like something gentle. After a while, you begin to notice the rest of the square. There is a bookshop on the far side. Its light's still on, though it appears to be closed for the evening. Through the window you can see rows of shelves, the spines of books in every shade of brown and green and faded red, and at the back of the shop, a small lamp on a desk where someone has left a mug of something warm. You cannot see who left it, but they were just there. The warmth is still visible in the mug, a faint curl of steam rising. There is a bakery 2 doors down, its shutters closed, but beneath the shutter you can detect the faintest trace of something sweet and warm. Cardamom, perhaps, or something like it. The ghost of the day's bread still present in the air. There is a small hotel at the corner of the square, 3 stories, old wooden shutters painted dark green, a lantern above the door. Inside, you can just see the top of a staircase through the glass, and a runner of deep red carpet going up. Somewhere in that building there is a room waiting. There is always a room waiting in places like this. You are not cold exactly, but you are aware of the cold in the pleasant way. You can only be aware of it when you are warm enough not to mind it. When the cold is simply texture, atmosphere, the satisfying contrast that makes the warmth of everything inside feel even more real. You stay on the bench a little longer. There is something happening in your mind, something quiet. The thoughts that were circling when you arrived, you notice they are moving more slowly now, not gone perhaps, but slower, less insistent, like birds settling into trees at the end of the day, folding their wings, becoming still. Eventually you rise from the bench and begin to walk, not toward anything in particular, just following the slow pull of the town. A narrow lane opens off the square to the left, and something about it invites you. It is lit at intervals by small lanterns set into the walls of the buildings, and the buildings themselves lean slightly toward each other overhead, so that the lane feels almost covered, almost sheltered, a kind of gentle channel between old stone walls. Your footsteps are quiet here. Almost no sound at all, except the occasional soft scuff of your shoes on the stone, and, somewhere ahead, the faint sound of water again. A different water this time, moving water, a stream perhaps. The lane opens at the far end onto a small bridge, and yes, there is a stream below, not wide, not dramatic, just a dark, quietly moving ribbon of water passing beneath you, carrying with it the last cool reflections of the sky above. You lean on the bridge railing and watch it for a while. The water is so dark it is almost invisible, but you can hear it clearly, and you can see the occasional glint of light as the surface shifts. Watching water move is one of the oldest medicines there is. Something in the nervous system recognizes it, responds to it, quiets in the presence of it. Your mind does not need to do anything with the stream. It does not need to understand it or name it or remember it. It only needs to be near it for a little while. Across the bridge, the lane continues. The buildings here are smaller, more residential. Window boxes, empty now but showing the dried stems of summer flowers. A bicycle leaning against a wall, the warm orange rectangle of a lit window above, a shadow moving across the ceiling. Someone moving through their evening, unhurried, domestic, entirely at peace. You walk past. You do not need to know their story. It is enough, somehow, that they are there, that the town is full of small private warmths, each one sealed in its own window, its own evening, its own quiet ordinary life. A little further along you find the tea house. You were not looking for it. That is often how the best things are found in places like this. It is tucked between 2 taller buildings, almost hidden, with a low door painted the dark green of old forest, and a small hand-lettered sign above it that is just legible in the lamplight. Through the door's single oval window, light glows warmly amber. Inside, the shapes of low tables, deep chairs, shelves crowded with tins and jars, and the particular organized accumulation of a place that has been lovingly tended for a very long time. You push the door open. A small bell above it rings, not sharply but with the round, resonant tone of old brass. The warmth inside is immediate and total. It wraps around you the way warmth only does when you've been outside for a while. When your skin is cool and grateful, and your shoulders have been slightly lifted against the cold without you, knowing it, and now they can fall. You find a seat in the corner in a deep chair the color of dark honey beside a window that shows the lane outside, the lanterns, the whetstone, a small table, a candle in a glass holder, burning low and steady. Someone brings tea without you asking, not intrusively, quietly, the way things appear in dreams. A pale ceramic pot, steam rising from the spout, and a cup that fits perfectly in both hands when you lift it. You wrap both hands around it. The heat moves through your palms, through your fingers, up into your wrists. You breathe in the steam. The smell is soft, floral perhaps, with something deeper beneath it, something that reminds you of being a child in a warm kitchen in winter, of being small and safe and tended to. You take a sip. The tea house is quiet at this hour. There are one or two other people here, a person reading at a table near the wall, a book held in both hands, their face tilted down, entirely absorbed, two others speaking in low voices near the back, their conversation a gentle murmur, more texture than language. No one is on a telephone, no one is hurrying. Everyone here has arrived in the way that people arrive when they have stopped moving towards something and simply agreed to be where they are. You watch the candle flame. It moves without reason, without pattern. Small shifts, slight leans to one side and then the other, occasional steadiness, occasional flutter. You can watch a candle flame for a very long time and never grow tired of it. It asks nothing. It requires nothing. It simply burns and gives light and is beautiful in the most elemental way. Your breathing has become by now very slow. You may notice that. The breath in, the pause, the breath out. Not forced, not counted. Just the natural rhythm that the body finds when the mind finally agrees to be quiet. The breath that you were probably not taking an hour ago. The shallow, slightly held breath of a person who is carrying too much. This breath is different, wider, deeper. A breath that fills you properly, without effort, because there is room now. Outside the window, it has begun to rain. Not heavily, lightly. The kind of rain that is more mist than rain, that settles on everything like a soft second skin, that makes the lanterns blur slightly at their edges, that makes the cobblestones gleam. You can hear it just barely, a soft and constant sound against the glass, a sound that closes the world in gently, that makes inside feel even more like inside. You watch the rain on the window. The drops form at the top, move in small irregular paths downward, sometimes meeting other drops, sometimes not. Each one moves differently. Each one takes its own route. You do not need to follow any of them. They come and go, each doing their small quiet thing, and the glass holds them, and the rain keeps coming, and the candle keeps burning. At some point, you are not sure when, you become aware of a soft sound from the back of the tea house. Someone is playing an instrument, not performing, playing the way people play when they are playing for themselves, unhurried, exploring, following the music wherever it happens to lead. The melody, if it is a melody, is loose and wandering, more like a series of suggestions than a song. It rises a little, settles, rises again. It does not resolve. It does not need to. You close your eyes for a moment. With your eyes closed, the warmth of the room is even more present. The heat of the cup in your hands, the soft music, the rain, the candle's faint crackling, barely audible, more felt than heard, and behind all of it, stillness. Not the strained stillness of someone trying very hard to be calm, not the effortful quiet of a mind suppressing itself. Just stillness. The kind that arrives naturally when everything has been given permission to slow down, when the body has been warm long enough, when the hands are wrapped around something gentle, when the sounds around you are soft and continuous and asking nothing. This is the feeling that overthinking never allows, not because overthinking is bad or wrong or a failing. The mind that overthinks is often a mind that cares deeply, that is trying to account for everything, to protect, to prepare, to understand. It is not a broken mind, it is a busy one, a kind one in its own way. but even the kindest, busiest minds need a place to come down, a landing. A warm room on a cold evening where everything stops and the only thing on the table is a cup of tea and the sound of rain. You are here now. You found this place. Or perhaps it found you. Either way, you are here. After a long time, you set the empty cup down and rise slowly from the chair. Your body has the soft, pleasant heaviness of a person who has rested. Not slept, not yet, but rested in the way that precedes sleep, that prepares the way for it. You step back out into the lane. The rain is still falling lightly. You do not mind it. It is cold against your face in a way that is not unpleasant, bracing, almost, briefly waking. And then the warmth from the tea house follows you, still present in your hands and chest. You walk back through the lane toward the bridge, and then across it, and then around the edge of the square. The fountain is still running. The cat is still on its ledge, but its eyes are closed now, its body curled into a comma. The lamplight is the same warm amber, but the square is quieter now. The few figures that were here earlier gone indoors. The town is going to sleep, you can feel it. Not abruptly, the way a switched-off light goes dark, but gradually, the way evenings should go. One light going out in one window, then another. The sounds growing fewer and more spread apart. The town settling into itself like a person settling into a bed, sighing out, letting the night hold them. You walk to the small hotel at the corner. The door opens easily, warmly. Inside, the red carpet runner leads up the staircase. There is a small fire in a hearth near the entrance. Low, banked for the night, its coals a deep amber red, still giving off gentle heat. On the mantel above it, a clock ticks softly. That is the only sound inside the hotel now. The tick of the clock, and the soft creak of the building settling in the cold, and the faint percussion of the rain against the windows. A key on a wooden fob sits on the reception desk. There is no one behind it, but the key is clearly yours. You feel this without knowing why. You take it. You climb the stairs. The room is everything a room should be at this hour. The bed is already turned down. White linen, heavy blanket folded back, pillows cool and deep. A small lamp on the bedside table burns at its lowest setting, casting a pool of amber light that does not reach the corners, leaving the edges of the room in a gentle dark. The curtains are heavy, drawn against the night, though through a gap at one side you can see the glow of the square's lamp softened by rain, the faint shine of wet cobblestones. On the bedside table, a glass of water, a small sprig of dried lavender in a narrow vase, and a book. Its cover simple, its pages slightly worn at the edges. The kind of book that has been read many times by many people and has absorbed something of all of them. You sit on the edge of the bed. You do not open the book. You do not need to. Just knowing it is there, the possibility of it, the gentle, patient presence of it, is enough. A book in a room at bedtime is a form of company, even unread, even unopened. You take off your shoes. You hear the small sound of each one as it settles on the floor. You pull back the covers. The sheets are cool. And then, within moments, warm, your own warmth returning to you, a small private climate that is entirely yours. You lie back. The pillow receives your head with the particular softness of something that has been waiting. The blanket settles over you, its weight even and reassuring. Not too heavy, not too light. The kind of weight that reminds the body that it is enclosed, that there are boundaries, that everything is held. The lamp on the bedside table is very low now, or perhaps your eyes are becoming accustomed to it. Soft focusing, the edges of things growing gentle and unfixed, the corners of the ceiling blurring in that pleasant way they do when wakefulness begins to loosen. The amber light on the wall moves, slightly, barely, responding to some draft too gentle to feel. Outside, the rain continues. The rain is the last thing the world asks of you before sleep. It does not ask you to listen carefully. It does not ask you to remember it. It asks only that you let it be there. Present, continuous, soft, while you grow quieter and quieter beneath it. The thoughts, if they come, and they may come, The overthinking mind does not always release on the first invitation. The thoughts are welcome. They can arrive if they need to, but they are not required to stay, and they are not required to do anything. They are only thoughts. They pass like the rain passes. They move through the room and out again, and the room is unchanged. You are unchanged. There is nothing a thought can do to you in this room, in this town, in this night, that you need to resist or resolve. Let them come, let them go. The mind is a river, and rivers move. You do not need to stop the river. You only need to sit on the bank in the warmth of the evening and let it flow past. The clock somewhere in the hotel is still ticking, steady, patient, making time into something soft and rhythmic, rather than something urgent and consuming. Each tick is simply a moment arriving, a moment passing. No moment asks to be held. No moment requires your particular attention. They simply arrive and pass, in a sequence so old and so steady that it was happening long before you were born, and will continue long after tonight, and right now it is here, and you are here, and that is all that is true. Your breathing is very slow now, each breath a little slower than the last, each exhale a little longer, a little more releasing. The space between the breath out and the breath in, that brief interval of perfect stillness, growing just a little wider, just a little more restful. You are in the long, soft corridor between waking and sleeping. This is a place many people rush through. The overthinking mind especially tends to catch itself here, to notice that sleep has not yet arrived and reach for it too hard, which is, of course, precisely how sleep gets startled away. But you are not reaching tonight. You are simply here, in the corridor, in the warm and amber-lit middle place. And sleep is a door at the far end of it, and the door is not locked, and you are moving toward it without hurrying, and the distance between you and it is shortening with every breath. The rain outside is a curtain of sound. Behind it, the town is completely still. The square is empty now, the fountain running its gentle soliloquy to no one, the cat curled in some warmer place. The bookshop is dark, the bakery is dark, the lamp above the hotel door still burning, but its light only visible as a soft suggestion through the curtains. This is the quiet that the world achieves only between midnight and early morning. A quiet so complete that you can almost hear the stillness itself, that absence of sound that becomes, in its own way, a sound, the hum of nothing, the deep and total peace of a sleeping world. You are part of that quiet now. Your body beneath the blanket has become still. Not rigid, nothing like that. Just still in the way sleeping bodies are still, in the way deep water is still, the way snow is still when it has settled and the wind has gone. A stillness with depth. A stillness that goes all the way down. The lamp on the bedside table has dimmed further, or your eyes have closed, or both. The light that remains is more felt than seen, a warmth against the inside of your eyelids, amber and soft and distant. There is a dream forming somewhere, not quite visible yet, not quite anything yet, just the shape of something, the beginning of an atmosphere, a colour, a sensation without a name. The way a dream begins before it becomes a dream. A country not yet entered, a door not yet passed through. You are almost there. The rain is still falling when you cross over. You do not notice the moment it happens. You never do. One moment you are here, in this room, in this town, in this quiet autumn night, with its amber lamps and its damp cobblestones and its sleeping cat and its patient fountain. And the next moment, you are somewhere else entirely, somewhere that has its own kind of light, its own kind of warmth, its own soft and dreamlike laws, and it is good there too, and you are safe there too, and there is nothing waiting for you there that is not gentle. The thoughts did not follow you across, or if they did, they have changed, become softer, less sharp, more like shapes in fog, than like the hard-edged things they were earlier in the evening. And even those shapes are dissolving now, becoming part of the atmosphere, part of the dream, part of the same soft indistinction that everything becomes in sleep. You are sleeping. The rain continues outside the window of the hotel room, and it does not know you are sleeping, and it does not care, and it falls anyway, quietly and without ceasing, onto the quiet cobblestones of the quiet square of the small and sheltered town. And the fountain continues, and the lamps burn on, and the clock ticks somewhere in the hall, and the embers in the hearth go slowly, peacefully dark, and everything is well. Everything is well, and you are resting now, in the deepest, warmest sense of that word, resting in the way the earth rests under snow, in the way the sea rests in harbour, in the way a long-held breath finally, completely, lets go. Rest now. You have done enough, you have thought enough, you have tried enough, you have carried more than enough for one day. Tonight there is nothing required of you. Only this, only the rain, only the dark, only the warm and steadily deepening quiet of a mind that has finally, gently come to rest. Sleep well.